back at you on the YouTube network. Hey, we're here for the Interdrone conference. This is day one, Wednesday. And I think Wednesday is just going to be mostly conferences and that sort of thing. I don't know if they're going to let us go down onto the exhibit floor until tomorrow. So we're going to go in and get our passes and check it out. I'm going to be sitting on a panel for search and rescue drones tomorrow morning at 9. So that'll be in part 4. All right, let's head inside and see what we can find. Me, Gary Buzel from Back Focus 11, and Mike Holt, the Phantom Maniac. Come on along. All right, guys, we're here at Interdrone now, and I'm actually kind of surprised. We went by the keynote speakers hall over there, and the place was packed. There had to be 2,000 people in that room. Well, first we've got to get our badges, so we're standing in a line that's moving at a frickin' snail's pace. So after we get our badges, we'll look around, see what's up. And I'm joined by a very influential guy. Why don't you introduce yourself for me?
Oh, thank you for having me, Jim. My name is Jonathan Ruprecht, and I'm with Ruprecht Law, PA, out of West Palm Beach, Florida, and I practice in drone law.
So now, one of the questions I wanted to ask you right away, a lot of these guys are going out there and applying for a 333 exemption, and then they get that back and they automatically assume that they can just go start flying. So give me the background. Exactly what do you need right now in order to just go out and fly, do rooftop inspections or weddings, whatever?
Okay, to do commercial operations, it's going to depend also upon what type of operation you're doing, because just because you receive a 333 exemption does not mean you can do every type of commercial operation out there. So 333s right now, there has been no night operations approved. So if you are doing night inspections on roofs, for instance, so water will seep into the roofing material, and then you would normally use like a FLIR camera of some sort, some thermography camera, to see where the temperature differential, so you could determine where the leak is. But you can't do that under a 333, so there's a prohibition there. And even with the proposed rules going forward, there isn't anything there and stuff like that. You have to stay at least 500 feet from unprotected, non-participating individuals. But if you have the closed set, you can now get closer to them, like the actors, and get
because they're aware that this drone is, so they've essentially given their permission for you to fly over.
Right, you would be operating under your motion picture manual, and you would have to submit that actually prior to the FAA. So once you determine what type of operation you've done, you want to do, then you can apply for the 333 and get that.
Don't they also have to have a licensed pilot on top of that 333 in order to operate the aircraft?
Correct. Now, see, the reason why I start with the operations is you're going to have to start at that point and then to figure out what you need to add on to the 333. So, for instance, you can get your 333 and you'll get what's called the blanket COA, certificate of waiver is really what it is. It's not a COA, because the A stands for authorization, but most people wouldn't know what you would be talking about if you said you were having, you needed a cow.
Right.
So that is for pretty much 200 feet and below around the whole entire United States, but you have to stay a certain distance away from airports. Now, if you want to be operating near airports,
that's like 5 miles, right?
Right, yeah, well, the 5322 setup is how it works. And so depending on what type of airport that you're trying to operate near, so if you want to do certain type of specialized operations near like a Class Charlie airport, or maybe even higher than 200 feet, 500 feet, you might have to even have a private pilot's license. So that's why you say you start at the operation, then you figure out what you need to add on to your 333. So the 333 is, what it does is, Section 333 of the FMRA, the FAA Modernization and Reform Act of 2012, gives the FAA the ability to determine whether or not your drone needs to have an airworthiness certificate or a certificate of authorization or a certificate of waiver.
All right, guys, we're still here at Interdrone for day 3 in our video series. And we just happened to run across this gentleman, so we figured we'd wrap it up. What's your name, sir?
John Mendonca.
And are you an inventor or what?
I'm an inventor, and I have a number of new drone products.
And what in the hell is this thing here?
This is LED lights, motorized lights, that I can put on any manufacturer's copter. So if they're having a store display or a booth at some convention, it attracts attention to the
So it's
drone.
basically just to show off the drone,
off the drone.
on a display type of
Yes,
thing.
because you can't run the real props because they could hurt somebody.
Right.
These are made out of plastic, as you can see, and it just attracts attention.
So now tell me about this other thing. You also invented drone golf.
Yes, drone golf is a new way to play golf. You do not use the clubs anymore. You fly your drone to the green and you drop the ball by remote control. How you keep score is how many inches from the hole, and the lowest number of inches after you have a tournament is the winner of the tournament. And you can practice with your drone dropping golf balls, and it gives you a new game and a new thing to do with your drone.
I see. So instead of frisbee golf, and
Yes.
now we have drone golf
Yes.
coming along. So
And
there you go, from the inventor himself.
And I hope to have it all around the world. And here at the convention this morning, I met 40 people from all over the world that wants to do drone golf in their city.
All right. I don't know. Jim Bowers here at Interdrone for day 3. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. You have a great evening, and don't forget to kiss the damn wife for me and make it a wet one. Jim Bowers, I'm out. Bye.